Hello my friends, my name is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to the channel. I promise this will be the last video that you will see when it comes to the rebranding of the channel. This video I will be talking about my decisions, some of the things that I sort of looked at when doing it, a couple of thank yous along the way, and just give you an overall kind of view of what the changes were. So first of all, I want to talk about some of the stuff that I previously did. So the old intro that I used to use, which had like the dragon rising up and then like some sort of flames and then just sort of flew away and sort of went down as like a dark sort of colour, that was a Sony Vegas template that I bought for a few dollars back in like 2015, I think. So I've been using that intro for like 4 years or about 3 and a bit years, something like that. And I felt like it'd gone stale. I felt like the actual quality of the video looked a little bit washed out. I mean, I don't use Sony Vegas anymore, for example. I use Adobe Premiere Elements. So my editing has come on a little bit since that. And I just felt like it was time for a change as far as that intro was concerned. When it comes to the actual branding and the artwork and stuff, what I decided to do, I decided to go onto Fiverr, look up people who do channel artwork and people who do intro and outro videos. The two people that I was in contact with, I will put a link to their Fiverr profiles down below. They charge various amounts. It depends how much you want to go into it, basically. But they did quite a good job. With the channel artwork, I basically, once you've processed your payment and stuff, it comes up with like an option of what you want to actually go for. So you give them some sort of options. So I basically said that the sort of stuff my channel does, the fact I do Total War strategy stuff, some vlogs, some live streams, and that the channel is basically, you know, I love dragons, and that I like the colours sort of red and black, golds and whites. That sort of colour scheme has been used in the past quite prominently on the channel. I sent it to him, and then they are given like a few days to sort of process your order and get back to you. And then depending on what option you paid with, you know, you can sort of go back to them and say, actually, can you change this? Can you tweak this? Are you able to add something different and that sort of thing? If you've spent quite a bit, then you can go back multiple times. Usually you'll get one chance we get to go back to them anyway, and then if you pay a bit more, you get to go 2 or 3 times back and forth. With the artwork, I'm absolutely amazed by it. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. So the first one we have here is the YouTube channel art background, which I'm absolutely amazed by. It has the 2 dragons, so you've got like the sort of demonic looking dragon on the right hand side, sort of black and red colour scheme, and then it sort of fades in nicely to the left hand side. We've got another sort of powerful looking dragon there, sort of reds and flames and you know, sort of yellows and golds and oranges all sort of used on the left hand side. I feel like it looks stunning. Then obviously you've got the channel logo at the centerpiece of this with Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, in sort of golden writing with a nice font as well. This basically came back to me like that straight away. I was like, oh my god, I'm gobsmacked. This guy just knew exactly the sort of thing I was looking for. And I was happy. I basically accepted it straight away. With the option I went with, I was given an option to go for a few different things. So if you go for like the lower option, you get to have like just channel artwork for your YouTube and that's it. And then if you go for like a higher option, you get multiple choices and stuff you can go for. So I went for one with a multiple choice. So on the screen you'll see I got a Facebook one as well. I've also got one for my Twitter, and finally I have one for my Patreon page as well. So I got 4 different backgrounds. They're all effectively the same sort of background, although they are resized and cropped differently for each sort of section. And then the channel logo itself, which I'm quite happy with, it reminded me, and I got this wrong in a previous vlog I did, but it reminded me of the Empire faction from Total War Warhammer, where it's sort of red, white sort of shield with like gold on it. It looks almost identical, but I quite like that because I do like Total War. I do like Empire as a faction. They are quite a useful faction in Warhammer, to be fair. So it does kind of tie in nicely to the Total War side from that kind of thinking. It's a different look, but I feel like the essence is still there. The only thing I was a bit kind of, I wouldn't say unhappy, but something which I felt needed to be changed was the background of the logo. So it was plain black originally, but I since went back and changed this myself. I put a sort of a fade behind it just to make it stand out a little bit. So we've got like that sort of old sort of style still there in some way. So it's sort of red, kind of a pale red fading into the black behind it. So I was quite happy with the look of the logo. I'm using that logo on on my YouTube and my Twitter, and then the black background I'm using on my Patreon and Facebook. So I'm using both logos. But for branding, you know, as far as branding goes, really happy. I'll be using the logo and stuff on my thumbnails going forward as well. And that worked out pretty much straight away. The guy got back to me, I think it was like 2 days or maybe even a day after I did the initial request, and straight away I was like, whoa, this is good, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Well done. And they sort of rely on positive feedback as well on Fiverr. The more orders they process and the more positive feedback they get, the higher they rank on the page. Obviously means the more sales they can get and stuff. And if you're a talented Photoshop artist or video editor, I would recommend, if you're listening to this now, you've got skills to offer, go on Fiverr and sell your skills as a hobby. You know, process a few orders here and there, because it is probably a good way to make some money if you've got some skills. So definitely go for it. As far as the video goes, a little bit different this was. So with the video, I found a guy on there. I looked at the positive feedback and stuff, and he had 3 different options. He had a basic option, a standard option, and a premium option. I went for the standard option. I didn't go for the full amount. I went for the sort of middle ground one, because the middle ground one had an intro and outro, whereas the basic one did not. I wanted to have 2. Because I play it safe, have it 2. If you're going to rebrand, go and have the 2. So I went for the standard one with the 2. I filled out the form because some of them will ask you certain questions once you've processed your payment, and mine was sort of channel link, what sort of themes and stuff. So again, you know, same sort of color scheme, dragons, and they asked for an upload of your logo, which I obviously sent over to him. And he came back. He saw the intro and outro on the channel previously, the first versions. So the intro came back, and I was happy with the intro. The actual look, the fire, the sort of sound effects on it looked great. I was really happy with this. The music was a bit jarring. The music was a little bit jarring, and I didn't feel like it suited my channel at all. And I'm glad a lot of you thought the same as well. But I wanted to put it up on the channel because I wanted to get your feedback. Because at the end of the day, you are the people who support me, who watch the videos and the streams. You know what my channel is all about as much as I do. And it's nice to get your feedback as well. So it was good to get that feedback and sort of play around with it a bit. I went back to the guy then after this. I said to him, I'm happy with the video, it's great. Any chance you got better music or different music that I can use? And he came back and he basically said, you didn't pay for the premium package, so I can't add music unless you basically pay for it. I was like, oh, I didn't even realise that was the thing. Because they've got like options on there for like an extra £3.50 or something. You click on it and you can add music. But I thought that's a bit daft. But to be fair to him, he wasn't being horrible, I think. He just basically said, wow, what timing. What timing that was. That was my sub alert. Thank you for subscribing, whoever you are. I really got to start turning that off when I'm recording videos. Where was I? Right, so to be fair to him, you know, he said like about the music thing, but he did send me a link to like a Dropbox page which had lots of different tracks that he uses for the video. There was like 100 on there, or more than 100. I didn't have time to go through all of them, but I went through a few, and I've actually saved a few of them and added them to my little folder that I've got for copyright-free music, which I refer to for some of my videos sometimes. It's always handy to have a nice list of music you can just pull from. So I know at least for that reason it was handy. I then got back to him a few hours later. Got to remember that some of these people that are doing this, they live in different countries. So the first guy, I think he was in like the Middle East, and who did the channel artwork, and then the second guy was from Romania, so a bit more nearer my time zone. I sent him another message then, replying to that, basically saying, thank you for the link for the music, I'll have a look. But out of interest, could you send it over to me again, the intro, but without music? So basically just deleting the track you've used for the music. So I'm not having music in that case, because I can always add it myself, like obviously. But keep the sound effects in. And that's exactly what I did. So I had the intro that I wanted, with the sound effects, like when the sort of shield with the dragon sort of lands on the screen, and then everything else. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play you the intro now, because this is the final version of the intro. I've taken your feedback on board. I've taken feedback from Lord Rexasaur and Barak and the Unfortunate General and many others as well. Thick Blood, Welsh Gaming, KO Heisel, lots of you have commented. Leon Reaper, we've got Sakal Weber here, Anna Banana. I'm just reading names off the list. Hi Def Julia. You've all commented on these videos and given me bits of feedback here and there. And generally speaking, you like the intro, you prefer the music from the outro, and also I've reduced the time slightly by about a second or so, because it was about 8 seconds going into 9, whereas now it's basically a 5-second intro on screen with a fade taking you to about 6 seconds or so. So without further ado, here's the final version of the intro. I hope you all like that intro video. I personally think it's the best one for me, and going forward I'm really happy. So I'm happy with what we've got with the intro. You're going to see the outro at the very end of the video, so make sure you stay to the very end to see the outro in full effect, because I'm looking forward to doing it. I did try to do the outro with like all the stuff, like the featured video and stuff popping on when I uploaded them, but unfortunately YouTube says your video has to be 25 seconds or longer, so I couldn't actually do it on the outro itself, but I can do it at the end of this video, which I will do. So make sure to check it out at the end of the video. I just want to let you know as well, because full transparency, I couldn't have done this without you guys. I've been fortunate enough to have made a little bit of money doing YouTube. I have people who have been channel sponsors or channel membership, as they rebranded it, on YouTube itself by going on the join button, and they've been doing it for about a year or so now. I've got Anouar and Jackasaurus both supporting me on that. I've also got my Patreon page as well. I currently have 3 patrons on there, and I've had many patrons on and off throughout the past couple of years since I started having a Patreon page as well. Through all of you guys supporting the channel financially by, you know, doing things like that, I was able to reinvest some of that money and put it back into the channel by ultimately improving it. Because at the end of the day, this is what I want to do. I want to try and make myself appear more professional. I'm not going to be one of these YouTubers that, you know, just overnight becomes a sensation like Purtee or Angry Joe or Boogie2988 coming at you live through the power of the internet, or anyone like that. But I am going to be that guy from Wales that's doing these Total War videos and live streams and these mushy vlog videos. It's nice that I've got this lovely community to sort of help me up and support me in this way. I want to make it up to you guys by producing the best content that I possibly can, and I feel like this is certainly a step in the right direction towards doing that. Also, side note, you'll notice I got a different pop filter by here as well. The old red pop filter, Red Nose Day, honk honk. It didn't fit properly. It was like only covering it half. It's like having a big fat cock and buying small condoms. It didn't fit on there at all. So what I did, I bought a cheap pop filter. It's like I think it's like an XL, or I looked at the measurements anyway, made sure it fit, and it fits like a glove perfectly on there now. I know I lose a bit of colour because it's black and this is red, but hey, it fits over it. If it's going to help the channel and help the mic sound and stuff going forward, then I will. I also have been tweaking my sound again. I'll do an overall sound thing probably again once we move. I have got news with the move, which I'll tell you in a moment. Pop filter is sorted. Artwork is sorted, which you would have seen throughout this video, and you'll see the outro at the very end of the video. And the news with the house, just a little bit, you know, tidbit of information just to give you at the end of this video as well, so it's not all about the update, all about the branding and stuff, is that we had a meeting with the solicitor today, which is Wednesday the 6th of March 2019, and we have officially signed the papers for the house. So everything, we should have a completion date next week, and yeah, we'll be moved in within a few weeks, most likely. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. You've all been amazing. I've been Dragonheart. Until next time, goodbye.